Today's Wednesday, June 29th, 2016, and you're tuned into the Elevator Radio Show. Hey, everybody, we are back after 2 weeks, and we got a great show for you today. So stay tuned. Here it comes.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you, everybody. Yes, it is good to be here this Wednesday morning where I'm definitely tired. Somebody's been playing around with my mixer. Darn it. Okay, I think we're good. Anyway, it's good to be here, and as I mentioned before, had the last 2 weeks, starting with the week before last, I guess I should say, had me, I was actually driving home from Wisconsin, a family vacation that my wife and my kids were up at. Left early, unfortunately, to get ready and prep for the Elevator U conference, which I had a great time at. And literally 2 Wednesdays ago, I was driving home at the time I would have done the show. And if you haven't checked out some of the clips from my fast motion clip, I don't even know what you call it. I think it's fast motion video clips on how quickly it takes to, drive to Wisconsin where I head up, which is about 6.5 hours. It's captured in like 1 minute, 10 seconds, which is taking a still every 30 seconds or 60 seconds, something like that. Anyway, but had a great time, and just was too quick, and I didn't realize how quick and how busy June was until it all kind of happened. So anyway, but it's great to be back. This is the last week in June. It is our prize pack giveaway, and just as a reminder to find out how you can win a $100 Visa gift card, go over to elevatorradioshow.com. If you're watching or if you're listening to the podcast, do that. And then at the bottom of the page, you will find a subscribe to something link, and if I can find it here. Yeah, subscribe, sign up. That's how you become eligible to win. Remember, I do not sell your information. I do not share your email with anybody. And if you can handle getting an email once in a while, please, just sign up. Also, go over to Facebook, like the page, and that is also your entry for being eligible to win. Thanks to all the great companies, associations for donating goodies for the prize pack giveaway. And, man, I don't know about you, but I am ready for a 3-day weekend. How about you guys and gals? Yeah, right? I'm ready for 3 days. And for all of us here in the United States, we get to celebrate our Independence Day, which is the 4th of July. Try not to blow your fingers off. And just enjoy the day. Just enjoy the day. And enjoy the short week next week. If you're taking vacations, travel safe. And if you haven't planned your vacation yet, please do so. It's so important to take time off with your family and your friends. And just take a moment to get away from work. And if you can, turn the damn phone off. Don't listen. Don't take any work calls if you can, because it's your vacation. 52 weeks out of the year, you are somebody else's. You are in the grind. You're making money. You are doing all that stuff. So take 1 week. Who cares how much it piles up? Just take it off. That's what I give those that I work with, their advice. So just take it off. It'll all be waiting for you when you get back, and that's just something you got to remember. So, hey, Elevator U last week. The conference in Quincy, Illinois was a blast. Had a great time. Want to thank to the speakers that presented. I learned something new with each one of them that did provide a presentation. I enjoyed the vendor show. Really enjoyed meeting a lot of new members who attended the conference, and got a chance to talk with those owners of elevators, and found out a great deal about some of the issues that they're facing. And I hats off to them and for joining an Elevator U and realizing that it's a pretty valuable entity when it comes to getting assistance with how to manage their elevators and escalators on their large institutional settings. So great time. I was exhausted by the time Thursday rolled around. Came into work Friday, tried to get as much done as I could. Recharge batteries Monday and Saturday, Sunday, and have a full week this week. And again, just kind of trying to catch up with everything from being out of the office. But thanks to everybody who attended, the vendors, the speakers, to Frank Muschel for hosting and sponsoring the awesome night party event at his home. Those that supported the ESF, thank you very much. Greatly appreciated that. The Elevator U event raises quite a bit of money and funds for the ESF, which is always greatly appreciated. And nice to see that those that are attending understand the value of the ESF in making elevators safer on their college and campus settings as well. So that's about it. I think that's pretty much all I have to share. One more thing. I just wanted to, actually, I'll get into that next week, so not a big deal. Okay, so we'll get into the news next, and as always, share your comments over on the Facebook page or send me an email, elevatorradioshow@gmail.com. Just know that I do not check that email address regularly, okay? So if I don't get back to you, don't take it the wrong way. Just take it as I don't have time to, check on it. So it might be a week's. If you do want to send me an email, you can send it to my day job, which I pretty much check, every day. Do try to turn it off at the end of the day so I don't have to worry about it until the next morning. But that would be tom.sybert, SYBERT, @cjanderson.com. And just reference in the subject line, Elevator Radio Show. So without further ado, we'll get into the news and have you out of here in no time.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
Okay, first news article, elevator stalled an MTA, and the real title of this just kind of drove me crazy. I didn't have the heart to post it as it was printed or shared online. I should say, get me out of there. Okay, people, I do not want to subscribe to your website. I can't even turn it off. Anyway, darn it. Man, did these websites not learn anything from AOL? Did they not? Okay, well, you read this. You might be able to look at it once before the thing just asks you for your email address, which I'm not going to give. But I can't even drag it off. Darn it. Let me see if I can refresh it. Here, people trapped in our elevator station rescued by sisters who heard screaming. I mean, I can't imagine making any story more dramatic than this. And give me a break. Come on. You're in the elevator. You're safe there. Don't worry about anything. Just wait for help to arrive. I want to thank Bob Shepard, the executive director of NASA International, for really just hitting that home and letting us all know during the Elevator U conference during his presentation on hoistway elevator safety that literally we all have a part in sharing elevator safety, what to do in the event that you are stuck in an elevator or stalled in an elevator. Just stay there. Don't try to get out. Don't try to, tell somebody that it's okay if they help you get out, because at the end of the day, bad things are going to happen. So I do that every chance I can. I do also practice escalator safety and letting people know how to ride the equipment safely, because as Bob pointed out, at the end of the day, what we do is very unique, and and people are genuinely interested in it. So I think that's pretty cool, and it sure beats the investor or the mortgage broker or the guy that is the attorney. So please do your part as an industry professional, as somebody in the industry, somebody who touches this equipment, to make sure that people in general understand what to do in the event that the elevator stops and the doors don't open. Oh, wonderful. Okay, it's going to be one of those shows where I got pop-up ads everywhere. All right. Next news article. Broad Beach Oasis escalator falls, lands woman in hospital. Not a lot of details on this. This did happen in Australia. Um, Again, not quite sure exactly what happened, whether it was over the side fall, but again, if we can all share the message of safety, we can do our part in minimizing accidents that may happen. So just do your part. Okay, number 3, World Trade Center tops out. And this news article posted by NewYorkYimby.com. Building of the new World Trade Center is about to take one big step closer to completion. 3 World Trade Center, 4th office tower to be rebuilt following the terrorist attacks 2001 will be topped out later this morning. I think that's awesome. Being somebody in a company that was involved in the other World Trade Center in its building, I feel very honored and privileged to have been part of that process. So pretty cool, and we will never forget September 11th. Next news article: Elevator World Unplug had some funny. Oh man, it's early as you can tell. I've only had 2 cups of coffee. Some funny cartoons. That's what I should call them. Regarding elevator leveling in general, and it kind of just points to some issues that they had back in the day about elevators not being level. And unfortunately, with our litigious system and what we live in today, you wouldn't really want to be posting these, online or in the funny paper in the Sunday paper, because literally just gives attorneys a reason to go and sue somebody and somebody else to, say that they fell because the elevator wasn't level. Sigh. Okay, construction worker injured in home elevator shaft fall. Not a whole lot of details to cover on this. BethesdaMagazine.com reporting. This was reported on 6/28. This is at a home. All I can imagine is that the construction worker thought that the door perhaps was a closet, walked in, and the rest is history. He's going to be okay, but he was injured. So again, make sure that we're all understanding how important it is to to be safe in how we work each day, because as we all become more familiar in the environment that we work in, is kind of when we forget to do things. We forget to be careful and make sure that we get home each and every day to our families. In Kuala Lumpur, they've got some statistics which I think are pretty impressive. When you look in the grand scheme of things, New Straits Time Online reporting that apparently there were 32 escalator incidents recorded by the Department of Safety in H, which is something else. I don't know what that is. Oh, and Health. Thank you. I'm sorry. It's right in front of my face. Since 2011. That's pretty impressive. So they had 32 incidents since 2011. So I gotta. I mean, I would say one is too many, but considering or depending on what those incidents were, I think that's pretty good. I think I'm having some issues with my soundboard this morning. I can hear out of one ear and out of the other, which is not an encouraging sign. So anyway, that news link is in the show notes if you want to check that out. And now I am stuck in this wonderful website of hell. Okay, so we're going to have to shut this down. And what this is, I swear, whenever a web page freezes like this, I imagine something on that website is literally digging into my computer trying to find any information it possibly can. I know it doesn't really happen, but it just drives me crazy. Okay, next news article. Let's see here. Oh, man, this damn image. This image is just ginormous. Is it not? If you're kind of tagging along with me in the show notes, it's like the images that I post, they're huge. So like I got to scroll down each time I go to an article. Lots of fun. Okay, next news article. This is from an unhappy New Yorker, which I would have to say, maybe you suck. Time Out New York, blog post. Face it, riding in the elevator in New York sucks. I would, you know what? Hey, glasses half empty, glasses half full. If you want to see it as that, go for it. But yeah, I don't know. Let's. If you say riding an elevator sucks in New York, it's gonna suck. It's all in the attitude, man. All in the attitude. So I don't know. The way he is this thing, he sounds like he's a bit disgruntled, and when you start talking about catastrophic, apocalypse stuff, it's my time to just tune out. So, and that goes with anything you do. Your attitude is going to determine how your day is and what the outcomes in your day or how they actually fold out. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm talking about. You know, if you got a good attitude, most things are going to be good. If you got a bad attitude or negative, which unfortunately I am, I know you wouldn't think it, but I am on occasion. Man, they just drag you down. So try to think about life in the positive. Okay, San Francisco Gate reporting at the E3 conference, which is I don't know what this is, some gaming thing. After there was an attendee that was injured on an escalator. Apparently, it was the result of a seizure where the man fell down an escalator. You know, and if you are an escalator owner, I would recommend, or if you're a contractor that maintains escalators, I recommend you think about putting some type of camera on the escalator, just so that when people do get hurt, there's some kind of documentation, rather than somebody saying it malfunctioned and then having to provide the data on that. So that's my recommendation to anybody that has an escalator, just to kind of thwart off unnecessary lawsuits. And we'll get into one of these in a little bit. Anyway, large fire department response at Courthouse Metro Station. What killed me, or I was fascinated by on this, and forgive me because I'm not, new and hip and young and all that stuff. I don't really follow Twitter because to me it's just noise. I'm having a hard time with Facebook right now because there's just so much content and just, stuff, people posting food stuff, and this is what I had for dinner. This is how it came out of my body in the toilet. And so in essence, it's like literally one of those things where man, can't we just get back and just relax, go read a book or something? Well, this news article actually kind of popped up, and it's posted via a Twitter feed. And do we all need to be this linked up that we need immediate information that may or may not contain that may or may not be correct? So so it's just like, man, I was just amazed that this website was pulling the Twitter information in, and the reality is that everybody was okay in the elevator. They don't really have a source of what might have caused it, but it's an article pretty much about nothing, I guess, if that makes sense. But I was just shocked at them posting their Twitter characters or posts rather than like an actual newsworthy article, but that's what they did. And man, if I got to get all my news from Twitter, I just don't want any part of it. Don't want any part of it. Call me old-fashioned. And hey, heads up, my kids, Twitter's not it. Twitter is not it. Teenagers are not using Twitter. They're not using Facebook. So it'll be interesting to see how those two services kind of evolve or disevolve. I guarantee you things, there'll be new services popping up, and just a matter of time. Interesting, though, isn't it? Yeah. Our kids don't want to use the same service that we use to keep in touch socially. Anyway. Apparently a construction worker fell down an elevator shaft in Houston. This post was actually, announced at the Elevator U conference last week by John Kochak. And this is a construction worker. Again, not a whole lot of information released other than the fact that John received a Google News alert about it. And so, so great. You're the first one to learn about it. Then what? Okay, so are you going to go back and try to figure out what exactly it was or what happened? Probably not, unless it's specific to something you might be working on, whatever. But here, apparently, a construction worker fell down an elevator shaft Wednesday at the George R. Brown Convention Center in downtown Houston. He suffered a broken leg, was taken to Memorial Hermann Hospital in stable condition. Now, I'm going to play this if I can. If this lets me play it, I'm going to stop it halfway through this.
Summer thrill or summer chill.
Oh, I can't. Oh, there we go. I just muted the commercial. Apologize if that blasted your ear. Can resume in 7 seconds, 6 seconds. All right, here we go. Just listen to the start of this. This is how crazy this news media is.
We are also learning more about a scare this morning at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Sirota.
And I'm Jennifer Reyna. A construction worker was rushed to the hospital after falling multiple stories. Channel 2's Brandon Walker joins us live from the convention center. Brandon, do investigators know why the worker fell?
Do investigators know why the worker fell? Well, what do you think? I mean, okay, let's see what Brandon has to say about this. Hold on a second here. My mouse is freezing.
No, that's still being looked into right now, Jen. That's part.
That's a great question. Yeah, why did the worker fail? Probably because something wasn't in place to prevent him from falling down the shaft, or maybe he wasn't paying attention, or I don't know. Maybe he threw himself down the hoistway.
Part of this investigation, what happened here and why. I do want to tell you, though, that I spoke to a construction worker, a woman who says that she heard when the man fell. She was out here working when she heard, as she put it, a loud bang. She looked inside the building where the sound.
You don't say. A loud bang. Man, that's some pretty good investigative reporting.
Came from, and that's when she noticed the man had fallen. She told us that she called 911. Now let's get straight to video you'll see only on 2 of.
Wow, exclusive video of the man being taken out of the building on a stretcher. Man, I'm so glad I'm a Channel 2 watcher. Oh. Anyway, work safe out there. Bottom line, work safe. Be aware of your surroundings. And unfortunately, I got to tell you something. The attorney that basically took on this case is suing and posted a press release talking about the fact that, he's the one champion for this gentleman who fell in the construction down the hoistway shaft, which again just, kills me. Next news article, flash flooding turned this DC subway escalator into a water slide. What kills me, if you're watching the video, check this out, or if you're listening to the podcast on your portable media device or whatever, I can't believe that the escalator is still running in the up direction. I mean, I am amazed. I just am amazed. Anyway, yeah, you think that perhaps people wouldn't just stand on the escalator thinking that was good. I am just, it's kind of crazy, but it's coming from popularmechanics.com. Unlock 20 inspiring bridges. Okay. I swear to God, nobody has learned from the demise of AOL. And if you are old enough to remember AOL and their million discs that were everywhere and you could play Frisbee with them, their downfall was shoving and cramming crap down their subscribers' throats when they didn't ask them to. And I realize that the content here is free, but at the end of the day, these pop-up ads don't work. They just annoy people. And unfortunately, the internet has become a place to try to get more and more traction, so you get more Google AdWords, all that crap and stuff like that. So it's the day for meaningful news reporting is gone, as especially, well, I should say online, not online. Well, and I'm not, listen, I'm not saying my stuff is quality stuff. I'm not saying that at all. But, in terms of the, 10 o'clock news, I'm not a big fan. And just how things are presented. So, okay, Stanford advocate, boy gets stuck in Stanford Mall escalator again.
Without clogging for healthy, hydrated skin.
Oh my goodness gracious! Here's a photograph that shows the foot pulled into the side of an escalator, side plate here. Ouch! I mean, it's terrible. This is in the United States, and where the majority of the accidents that occur have been in other countries. This is not good. But again, hey, mom, dad, don't leave your kid, riding an escalator. And I don't know if this is the case or not, but don't have your kid riding an escalator either by himself. And if you are with them, make sure they understand. Don't drag your feet on the side of the escalator, side plate. Don't use the brushes to clean your shoes. Keep your feet away from the sides. Step up. Go to the local mall sometime, okay? And this is a thing for you. Watch how many kids or how many people just drag their feet over the edge of the escalator teeth. Just check it out. See. Do a study on that. Crazy. Okay, next news article. I don't know if this is exactly correct. Maybe this is the case in Borneo or wherever the heck this is at, but the title of this, and I'm just rereading this. I'm not making any statements or allegations. Soft rubber shoes responsible for 99% of escalator accidents. And again, this is a post coming from Borneo Post online. If you want to go sue somebody, go sue them. Soft-soled shoes people. But apparently the Department of Safety and Health found that 99% of the 31 escalator accidents recorded in Malaysia. Okay, this is Malaysia. So again, from 2011, 2015 involved those wearing soft rubber shoes. And again, this isn't necessarily just, kid shoes. They could be, sandals, anything soft. So thank goodness they weren't related to, long skirts that cover your whole body from getting pulled in, because that could be much, much worse. Anyway, so check out links in the show notes. 14 people stuck in elevator on Slotzilla zipline. Forgive me, I have no idea what this is, but based on the photo, it looks like the rescue was pretty intensive. Yeah. So anyway, I think they're okay. Kind of crazy to look at this this fire truck and the ladder that's actually extended fully out. I'm like, wow. You don't see that every day in an elevator rescue, do you? I don't think so. All right. Okay, where's my mouse? There we go. Next news article, finally, some common sense in escalator lawsuit ruling. I wish I read more articles like this. I really do. Trumbull Patch reporting that wrong way Trumbull escalator walker responsible for her own injury. Thank you, court system. Unfortunately, I guarantee that wherever this escalator was, the insurance company, dished out quite a bit of money to fight it. But I'm glad that they did. Insurance companies are so quick to settle. And if you had a video, if you had something that proved that somebody did something that was incorrect and was a result of their own stupidity, insurance companies should fight that. They should totally fight that, no matter how much they feel or worry about what the settlement might be. Because they just don't do that enough. They don't take a stand. If we did that, there'd be a bigger chance that these kind of lawsuits would not happen. So I wish I read more and more of these types of articles, and how lawsuits have ended up. I just wish that was the case. I really wish it was the case. And again, finally some common sense. I think this is the first article I've ever read where the person suing was like, no, you're an idiot. You're walking up the stair, you're walking up the down escalator, and what do you think's going to happen? And you're going to blame somebody else for that? Well, there was no sign. Really? Okay. I'm not saying this is, I'm just reenacting my own idea of what happened. I don't know really what happened, but. Okay, Coconuts Hong Kong. Sounds like a great news media source. Reporting domestic helper stuck in elevator that plunged down 6 floors is hospitalized. Really not a whole lot of information on that other than what's in the thing. I'm not going to scroll down because we are going to go watching a bunch of videos that we don't really watch. So, all right. If we can get out of the embedded ads that are trying to load and plant cookies in my computer, we'll be okay. Anyway, kind of scary. Okay, the IAEC New York City fundraiser registration has been open, but I did want to make sure we linked it. So in order to, if you want to attend that, that's going to be, it's a fundraiser for the Elevator Escalator Safety Foundation. And really thank you to the International Association of Elevator Consultants for supporting the foundation. And this event looks awesome. I'm going to see if I can get to this one because if you can believe it, I've never been to New York City. Shh, don't tell anybody. Never been to New York City. So I thought it was pretty cool. It looks like a neat place as well. So very, very cool. I think it's time I made a trip to New York City. It's August 25th. Check it out. Okay, next news article. Where are we at here? Oh, elevator can be a falling object. Okay, case in point, how in the world does the appellate division even review a case where an elevator under repair is either considered a falling object or not? Right? There's something like fundamentally wrong with our law system, right? Right? Oh my gosh, I just amazed at this. So, an elevator a falling object, huh? I know I'm taking it out of context. I understand that, and probably however it was set up in the lawsuit is why it went to the appellate court. But still, as taxpayers, we need to. And I'm not a New York City or New York taxpayer, but do we really need the appellate court spending time on something like this? It's just crazy. It's crazy. Okay, in some somber news, fallen firefighter Daniel Capuano honored in a heartbreaking ceremony. This is the firefighter who died during the warehouse firefighting of a warehouse or a building that was under modernization, renovation, and unfortunately, this gentleman fell down a hole in the wall that I believe construction workers were using as a temporary lift. Since I believe that it's a terrible accident that should have been prevented, and obviously it's the loss of a dad, of a husband, and for what? Because a building owner didn't pull permits and the construction worker did things that were not correct. It's really unfortunate. It's terrible, actually. Just makes us all remember, again, to be safe as you can be, each and every day. Okay, 3-year-old gets stuck in escalator. This is in Malaysia. Again, European news media sources. I can skip this ad in 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Yay. Unbelievable. Just look at the image, and that's enough to make you just go, oh, how in the world does a little child's hand end up at the bottom of the handrail? Remember safety. Remember, tell parents that have kids, they all go to the malls. Please let them know to watch their kids around escalators and elevators so that something like this doesn't happen. And in the case that when you talk to these people, please give them examples. Give them examples of the kid or the boy who got his scrotum or his penis stuck in the escalator, or this little girl that had her hand pulled in. These are mechanical devices that are there to aid people in getting up and down levels. They're not playground pieces of equipment. You got to watch your kids. The world can be a dangerous place out there, especially when you're not paying attention. Ouch. Okay, Chicago Elevator Association golf outing. Registration is open for golfing and for sponsorship. The event, just so you know, it is fast approaching. Well, it's not fast. We got 4 or 5 weeks, but it'll be at the Glen Eagles Country Club. This event has the best raffle in the world. I'm going to tout that. If you're disappointed, you can yell at me. How about that? Tom Perspila from PSI does an awesome job at selecting gifts. If you don't want to golf, just go for dinner and have a great time. Have a great time. That's my advice to you. Oh, and the last news story of the show. Oh, no, I'm not going to hear. I'll let everybody click on this on your own, but basically it is a YouTube video. It's a YouTube video where these, I think, college kids or somewhere around that age get into an elevator with, again, some more college kids or younger kids and pretend to light a firework. And it's pretty funny to see the reactions on most of these people's faces. But if you did this, somewhere, most of these pranks are not done in the United States because you'll get sued. You'll get somebody, pulling a gun or something like that. So anyway, it's pretty funny. Feel free to share it with your friends and family if you like. So, all right, that's going to do it for the show, everybody. We're going to give a prize pack giveaway today, and I'm going to go to randomnumbergenerator.com. And just so you know out there, I enter the lowest number and the highest number, and then I cross-link that. Random.org. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay. Enter the minimum, maximum. All right. 1327. Okay. 1327, you are the winner, and it's Dennis. Dennis H. from Wisconsin. Dennis H. from Wisconsin. Looks like you are an elevator mechanic. I will be sending you an email shortly confirming your address so I can send you $100 along with some great goodies that have been given away by some great companies, which I greatly appreciate. Thanks to Kali Elevator and also CodeDataPlate.com for sending me some awesome some awesome gift cards, not gift cards, awesome goodies, I should say, that we'll be including in the upcoming shows as well. And as always, thanks for listening and thanks for tuning in the show today. As you realize, this is a non-profit venture. I make no money at it whatsoever, and reason for getting up at 2 o'clock every Wednesday morning is so that I can pack everything else I have to get in each and every day. So, as always, think safety and share the show notes if you like. So, all right, have a great 4th of July, everybody. Be safe. Enjoy 3 days off, and if you're taking the rest of the week off, enjoy. Turn off your freaking phone, all right? Take care. Talk to you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.